The Institute for Priestly Formation, located in Omaha, Nebraska, in partnership with Spirit Catholic Radio, is pleased to present the Lenten Reflection Series, The Journey to Jerusalem. Join Father Mark Toups as he helps us walk with Jesus on his journey to Jerusalem.
Saturday after Ash Wednesday.
Our friends, welcome back to the Journey to Jerusalem, and welcome back to our journey in the early days of Lent. These last few days, we've used two images that have helped us understand why Jesus came and why the destination for our journey is so important. We've talked a lot about comparing our hearts to tires, and that tires make sense when there's air in the tires. But yet, many of us have gotten used to our lives being like flat tires. And when everybody else is driving around with flat tires, you and I can actually believe that that's as good as life can get. When everybody else is driving around with flat tires, we too can simply believe the lie that we're supposed to be driving around with flat tires, and we lose the sight that there's supposed to be air in our tires. We've also found ourselves listening to Jesus in the 10th chapter of the Gospel of Mark as he responds to the scribes and Pharisees in this conversation about marriage. Today, Jesus' response to the Pharisees and for the disciples who were with him sounds at first glance strict and unyielding. Jesus is firm in his response in Mark chapter 10, verse 9, as he says, "What God has joined together, no human being must separate." However, to understand why Jesus says this, let's return to Christopher West in his Theology of the Body Explained. There he says, without reference to God's original plan and its hope of restoration in Christ, people tend to accept discord as just the way it is. In other words, what Christopher West is saying is that if we really believe that we're supposed to live with flat tires, then of course we would judge Jesus' words as harsh and unyielding. However, Jesus' message is not meant to condemn, but to invite. So when Jesus says what God has joined, no human being must separate, as Jesus is commenting on marriage, it's not meant to condemn, but to invite. In other words, Jesus has come to inflate our tires. Jesus has come to restore what God intended in the beginning. Jesus has come to redeem, to restore the communion with God once enjoyed in the garden. So why are we on this journey? Why did Jesus come? Why did Christmas happen? Why is Lent here? Why are we walking together? Why is this the most important Lent of your life? Because God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, so that everyone who believes in him might not perish, but have life everlasting. The incarnation happened because the Father is not pleased with the distance created in Genesis chapter 3. Jesus came so that we might not live with flat tires anymore. Jesus himself tells us in John 10:10, "I came so that they might have life and have it more abundantly." In the beginning, perfect love inflated the world, and all of mankind was married to God. But because of the fall, we lost that perfect marriage and perfect love. Flat tires ruled the world. Flat tires became the norm. And Jesus has come to restore our flat tires. Jesus has come to wed humanity back to God. Jesus comes to restore all of creation and to put air in our tires. That's why we're on the journey. That's why Jesus came. And that's why he's determined to make it to Jerusalem for love, to restore your life with love. My friends, as you pray today, I would encourage you to pray with John chapter 10, verses 1 through 11. And be with Jesus. Imagine yourself in this scene. What stirs in your heart as he speaks of life in abundance? And again, today, look at Jesus who's looking at you. Jesus asks you today, right now, what do you want me to do for you? And how do you respond? What do you really want? As you pray with the scriptures, pray the following prayer with me. Jesus, I ask for the grace today to hear your voice and to see your face. Elicit within me great desires so that I may want what you want. God bless you.
To listen to today's reflection again, or to order a copy of the Journey to Jerusalem booklet with the daily readings, the website is www.priestlyformation.org. Join Father Mark Toups during this Lenten season as he helps us walk with Jesus on his journey to Jerusalem.